Now we're going to talk about graphing systems of linear inequalities when we are given the system in written form. The first step is to graph each inequality using dashed lines if we have a less than or a greater than, or solid lines if we have greater than equal to, less than, or equal to. The second step is to shade the appropriate side using different colors for each inequality. And then finally, we will find the solution. The solution is going to be where the shading overlaps, or the intersection of those shaded regions. We will be using Desmos pretty heavily today to both graph and find our solutions. Let's go ahead and practice. Each system of inequalities has been graphed except for the shading. We want to shade the appropriate region. Remember from the first page in the table, it says that we need to shade below if we have a less than or equal to. We will shade above if we have a greater than or equal to. We can also use Desmos for this. I've inserted these two inequalities into Desmos, and let's take a look at them one at a time. Y is greater than or equal to x plus 2 is going to plot like this. It's a solid line because of the greater than or equal to. That means that it's solid. And we are shading above the line. How do we know what above is? We're shading towards bigger and bigger y values. If we pull in y is greater than negative x, this time we have a dashed line because it's just a plain old greater than, not greater than or equal to. And then we are also shading above. In other words, the y values are getting bigger and bigger in the direction of the shading. We want to pay particular attention to the purple region. Notice that we have the red or kind of pink region here, and then we bring in the blue region, creating this overlapping purple region, and that is our solution area. We can transfer this to our notes. Transferring the information that we obtained off of Desmos, we said that we were going to shade above the x plus 2 line. So I'm going to hatch that with pink. We also said that we were going to shade above the y is greater than negative x line. So I'm going to hatch that in blue. And the result is that we have an overlapping region where we see that we have blue and pink in this area right here in the purple region. And so that is going to be our solution area. So the purple region is the overlap. Designating this by how the regions are marked, we are in the second region, region number 2. Before taking a peek at Desmos this time, I'd like to go ahead and do this one kind of by hand, if you will. So y is less than x plus 2. That's going to be the dashed line for two reasons. One, I know that the y-intercept is at 2, so the y-intercept is right here, and it's dashed because it's a less than. So looking at that line, if I want to show where the shaded region would be based on the inequality, I need to graph below the line. So I want my y values getting smaller and smaller. So I would shade this region here. For the second one, I have y is less than or equal to negative x. It goes through the origin because this could be a plus 0. So there is the y-intercept at 0. And so that is our solid line. Our solid line needs to be getting lower and lower y values as well. So it's going to be shaded this direction. And so I can see that my overlapping area is this area right here where the pink and the blue are crisscrossing, and that is region 4. But let's go ahead and plot this in Desmos just to confirm what we just found. Here we are in Desmos, and I want to show you the two equations. The first one was y is less than x plus 2, and we appropriately shaded down below that line. And then y is less than or equal to negative x. Notice that it's a solid line, and we also shaded below that. The purple region is the area of overlap, and so that is our solution area. Let's just confirm that this is what our graph looks like back in our notes. Taking a look back at our notes now, yes, that purple shaded region matches what we saw in Desmos, and it's in region 4. So we can say that the purple region is the overlap and that is region 4.